Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? If you can, just comment in the chat off to the side there that you can. Perfect. All right, my name is Lexi. Welcome very, very much to the live Q&A with PostSecret creator Frank Warren. I am the PostSecret Ambassador Campus Lead. I've been working with Frank for a couple months now, and every time I talk to him, he is the most genuine human being that I have ever met in my life. And I am so thankful that we have this opportunity to share 20 minutes of questions, answers, whatever questions you want to ask Frank, just post them in the chat there, and we'll go through them. So without further ado, live from California, let's bring on Frank.
Hey everybody, thank you for that kind introduction, Lexi. It's been great working with you and Disrupt. And to have this organized for our first webinar or Q&A, however you want to call it, I'm really excited. I hope you guys are excited too. Absolutely. I'm not sure exactly how the structure is going to work, but we'll see how it goes. I would encourage you to ask questions, share with us where you are. Yeah, what do you think, Lexi?
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Post in the chat, guys, where you guys are located. Let us know. It's just really fun to see all across North America. I know some people are watching from Canada. Some are, we have a couple people in Nebraska. Looks like there's one from Connecticut. Ooh, Texas. There we go.
Coming from all over. I love it. Well, whenever I'm stuck for what to do, I always like to fall back on secrets. So I set aside some secrets that came recently. I thought I'd start with these. These are secrets on postcards that you might see on the website this Sunday, maybe the Sunday after that. So this one kind of makes me laugh. I'll show you a quick picture of it first. Is everything reversed?
No, we can see it straight forward there.
It says, every time I see a healthy person parked in the handicapped space or parked in the fire lane, I secretly wish that their legs get chopped off in a horrible accident and they'll be forced to park there from now on. So you can see why that's a secret that's easier to express on a postcard than maybe with your friends or family or online. This is one that was mailed to me on a coffee cup. I get secrets mailed to me on all kinds of different items, license plates, bras, money, Polaroid pictures. This one says, I think men who order their coffee with cream are sissies. Which for me goes right to the heart because I have coffee every morning with cream and sugar, sometimes even chocolate. A couple more here. This is the front of the postcard that arrived last week. This one came from New York. And the secret says, I'm ready to be the strongest version of myself again.
I love it.
For me, I don't get as many as the hopeful and optimistic secrets as I wish I did. And I think that has to do with the nature of the secrets that we carry. If we have good news, we're apt to post it on Twitter or send out an Instagram to everybody. But it's the burdensome stories about ourselves, our secrets that I think sometimes get stuck and trapped. And we need to find that way to let it go in a journal or in an anonymous post, or mailed to a stranger on a postcard. Here's the last one that came last week. I love the artwork on it.
Wow.
Really cool. And the secret says, when I walk, I sometimes close my eyes and keep on walking for 10 steps without sight. For me, a secret like this, I love the private peek it gives you into somebody else's life. And believe me when I tell you, I will try that sometime. Maybe not today, maybe not this week, but maybe this month or this year. I'm going to try that 10-step challenge. And I challenge you to do the same. For me, that's one of the beauties of the project, is how these anonymous secrets are like drops in a lake that just reverberate and touch and connect so many people in ways that oftentimes go unseen. But that's one of the things I like to share at PostSecret Live events, is the impactfulness of these powerful confessions, how they can change not just the life of the person who lets it go, but the lives of the people that read it, appreciate it, and feel it resonate with their heart, with their soul, almost as if they'd written it themselves.
Awesome. I'm just going to ask people that are here, has anyone submitted a secret to PostSecret? If you have, just put yes in the chat there. All right. And
I should type yes, because I've actually mailed secrets to myself.
amazing. And you do post some of them on your blogs as well, right? The ones that you create?
I have posted my own on the blog. They're not always good enough. One or two have been in the books as well.
Awesome. All right. So what do you say we dive into some questions that people have here?
Lexi, I'm actually looking in the comment section to see if you have mailed in a postcard. So
I have not yet. I designed one for the COCA conference that we did back in June, but I still have all of those postcards here. So I've designed one, but I haven't actually mailed one to you yet, but I definitely plan on it.
All right, we have a challenge now for Lexi, a Lexi challenge.
Yeah. All right. So Jenna asks, did you meet President Obama when you went to the White House?
I've been to the White House a couple of times, PostSecret related, one to share LGBT secrets, and another time to talk about mental health issues that I've learned through the project. It depends on how you say qualify meet. I didn't shake his hand, but I was definitely in that press room that you see oftentimes when the reporters are talking to the Secretary of Communications, and they're talking back and forth. So we were all gathered in that room, and President Obama came in and gave a special talk about mental wellness and the work we were all doing, and connecting us in a way that allowed us to kind of leverage what we were doing in the field in a way that made it even more impactful. So didn't get a chance to meet the president then, and I have a feeling I'm probably not going to be invited back during the next 4 years to meet the current president. We'll see though.
For sure. Brian asks, how many secrets do you get every week, and do you post them all on Sundays?
Oh, good questions. How many secrets do I get every week? I would say dozens. When the project started, I probably was receiving hundreds. When the books would come out, I would go on big publicity tours and appear on Good Morning America and NPR and CBS. And when those media hits would happen, there was always an influx of secrets coming, not just from the US, from all over. There hasn't been a PostSecret book for a few years now. And so because of that, I think the publicity dies down a little bit. And so too do the number of people mailing in their secrets, but they keep coming for sure, from all over. The first question was how many a week? And what was the second question? How many in total, or?
Do you post all of them on Sundays?
I post all of them. No, I do not post all of them. I probably post overall less than 5 or 10% of all the secrets I get. I know that disappoints a lot of people. They wish they could see all of them. But for the people who I have shown a lot of them to, like my interns that I used to have, for example, I think they kind of appreciated the fact that I would select just the best, most funny, painful, heartbreaking, hopeful secrets and arrange them in a way that kind of told the story. So even though you're seeing about 10 new secrets every week, I really feel like those are the strongest ones. And if you saw all of them, you might be thankful that kind of the project has an editor rather than just seeing all of them yourself. But if you don't want to see a large selection, go to the US Postal Museum. There are hundreds of thousands of secrets there right now on exhibit. You can see the big pile of them. It's like a ton of secrets, and hundreds displayed front and back. So, and also the books are a way to see a lot more secrets. So for the website, just to say one last thing, I think of those secrets that I share every Sunday as like living secrets. People are struggling with those issues at the moment. And the books I think of more as an archive of secrets. So if you want to see more, there are those books always available, 6 PostSecret books that continue to support the project.
Awesome. I saw one question pop up at the bottom from Sam asking, will there be a new book?
Maybe. I'm doing a project in San Diego at the Museum of Man, where we're going to be not just exhibiting old PostSecret postcards, but collecting new secrets from San Diego. These are like site-specific secrets. They'll be exhibited there, And the idea might be to publish a book of San Diego secrets. And then if that model works, connect with institutions in other states like Austin or San Francisco or New York, and collect secrets from those unique areas and publish them online or in book form. For me, the books, and for the publisher, they're profitable, but I don't feel like just coming out with books because they can be profitable. I really wanted to tell a different story about the project. I think if you look at all 6 Post-Secret books, you can see how each one is different, kind of takes on a different angle. And so I wouldn't want to come out with a book if it weren't going to be something special. And I think, you know, the neighborhood secrets, kind of making it more regional, could be special. So we'll see. That's a ways off, but keep a watch on the San Diego Post-Secret connection. There should be some announcements about that in the months coming up.
Awesome. Another question from Sam that he asked a little bit earlier. I know Sam's part of our Post-Secret Campus Ambassador program. What is your favorite part of performing at schools?
Oh, thanks for the question, Sam. Favorite part of performing in schools? I would say 3 things. Sharing secrets that have been impactful for me because they're either kind of life-changing or super hilarious or have brought people together in a romantic way. The second thing would be sharing my own secrets. It's funny, when I started the project, I thought I was doing it for other people or almost as a prank. But the more I got into it, the deeper I got, I realized I had secrets in my own life that I had kept buried. And so not only have I written a few on postcards and mailed them to myself, I talk about a few at live Post-Secret events. I kind of unburden myself in a public way. And then the third thing I like is listening to audience member secrets live at a microphone. That's really memorable and emotional and impactful for sure. And so those 3 things are probably my favorite part of Post-Secret live events. And it's going to be great to work with the ambassadors coming up to help them through the whole process of the idea of an event, to bringing it together, to having the success afterwards, and how we can keep it going afterwards in positive ways on campus. So thank you all, Post-Secret ambassadors, for sure.
Speaking of Post-Secret Live, our next question is from Carissa from Norfolk, Nebraska, who is bringing Post-Secret Live to her campus in October. She asks, what do you do when you get criminal or illegal secrets, and how do you cope with that?
Good question. I mean, when you open up your mailbox to the world's secrets, you get all kinds, and you have to be prepared for that. And they can come with gravity. I've received secrets that have caused the FBI to contact me, that have caused media or the post office to contact me directly. I don't ever try to censor secrets, so I wouldn't use that as a criteria not to show it on the web. The only criteria I use that prevents me from showing some secrets would be how it could impact people in a negative way. So for example, I got a postcard once that said, my brother doesn't know that his father is not the same as our father. And on the postcard, you could see, it was a family portrait. You could see all the faces. And I didn't doubt that that secret was true, but I felt like if I shared that secret publicly and showed all the faces, it could out that young man in a way that he might find harmful. So that's an example of a secret that I'll talk about, but I won't show that picture. One postcard that haunts me, I don't know if it's illegal or not, but it's a strong one. It came with about 9 hair samples meticulously taped down to the face of the card. And the secret on that card said, when I babysit, I snip off a little piece of hair of each child I babysit. Wow, I don't know if that's illegal, but it really gives you an insight into something that's happening in the world that maybe it's a good idea that we're aware of. So again, I think there are positive reasons to share a secret like that.
For sure. Erica asks, what makes a good secret to post or publish?
Oh, these are such good questions. What makes a good secret to post or publish? For me, it has to be something that stands out, like something that's different from all the others. I like individuality and uniqueness, or maybe a more traditional secret, but shared in a visually interesting way that I've never seen before. I like secrets that tell a good story, that make you feel an emotion, whether it's like laughter or joy or anger. I really like secrets that kind of connect to an emotion. I like secrets that can be funny or hopeful, just because I get so many of the other ones. So just in terms of balancing out, those are ones I look for just because they're rare. And secrets that come from people who don't normally send secrets in are interesting too. So secrets from people in their 70s or 80s I find really interesting. Or secrets from business leaders, for example. So those are some things. The last thing I'll say is they have to ring with truth. You know, I don't have a 100% BS detector, but there are some secrets where you kind of raise an eyebrow, and there are other secrets that are just so specific and on target. Even if they're strange or bizarre, you go, you know what, that has to be true. It's just so specific. So I think those are some of the things that make a secret a good secret. But I will say, you know, in my eyes, every secret's really good. I've looked at and read every postcard that's ever been mailed to me. I keep them all. I think each one is precious. So in some sense, I don't like judging the secrets, but on the other hand, too, I do feel like every Sunday it's my job to represent the whole project in the best possible way, and that has to do with selecting the secrets that I think will be most impactful. Lexi, we've got only 3 minutes to go, but I'm having a lot of fun with people. Can we extend it a little bit longer if that's okay with everybody else?
Yeah, absolutely. The webinar doesn't cut off at any time. It's whenever we end it. So if people are willing to stay for an extra couple minutes, we are more than happy to continue with questions.
I do have a hard deadline in 30 minutes, so that's like 10 minutes from now, but let's go past our 20 minutes.
Okay, let's find some really good ones.
I saw a message about an echo. I can plug in earbuds if that'll be helpful, but I don't know. I like it like this.
This one is good. That one was on my end, so I've put in earbuds, but you are good to stay the way that you are.
Can I mention something? People might be curious about what's behind me because you can just see a portion of it. This is my office, and what's behind me is a banner made by a friend of mine, Morley. He's a graffiti artist in LA. Let's see if I can show you the whole thing. It says, there's nothing more boring than a person with a perfect life.
I love that.
So if you're curious, that's the graphic that's behind me during this webinar.
Very cool. Okay, looking through here, we have one from Julia, and Julia is at UBC in Vancouver, Canada. She asks, has there ever been a particular secret that inspired you to make a big change in your life?
Besides this one, that's going to motivate me to try walking 10 steps with my eyes closed. I received a secret from somebody who said that whenever she struggled in college, one thing she knew she could always do to make herself feel better was to write notes on Post-it notes anonymously and stick them around campus for other students to discover, and just a positive, optimistic, hopeful message for them. And she said that made her feel better as a student. So I try and, when I visit on campuses, I have a little thing that I do where I leave a hopeful or positive message with somebody in the audience as a surprise. So that's kind of cool. And in fact, I got an email either today or yesterday from somebody who shared a recent experience with that thing that I left with her. So I don't know if I can bring it up real quick, but that might be fun to share just because it's so recent and current in response to that question. Let's see if I can find it. So it was sent to me as a Facebook message. And there it is. Okay, so this was a girl at a PostSecret Live event who shared a secret and then afterwards came up to the book signing, and I signed her book, and I wrote a special message in the book, and I gave her a dollar bill that I had written secret on. It was a replication of an actual secret that came to me on a dollar bill. I don't carry the actual secret, but I write the message on a dollar bill and try and carry it with me all the time. And I gave that to her at the event. I don't know if I want to read the whole thing. It's just so long. Well, I'll try. Good evening, Frank. I've waited some time before I messaged you. I wanted the right words. Then I realized the right words won't come. I will fumble and ramble and it will be okay. Thank you for coming to speak at F&M months ago. It was a dream come true. I've waited so long to hear you speak, but to actually talk to you, that blew my mind. You are so caring in every person you interacted with. It was beautiful, and we need more of that. As you sign my book, I hope you do get to see you speak again. Releasing my secret was so uplifting. I'm more open. I listen better. I love my fellow human a little more. I guess that's the whole point. And then she goes on to say that she went to the exhibit of postcards at the Postal Museum in Washington, D.C. She shared a picture of that, and she wrote, I cried when I stepped in front of this wall of secrets, and it reminded me of the dollar bill you gave me with the message. We're all part of something bigger, and we're all part of it together. So for me, that's the magic of the project and the live events, is sharing something that an anonymous person shared with me and having that impact other people in a way that they continue to pay it forward in their own life. And yeah, what a beautiful question. I'm glad I got to share that response with you guys.
So Carissa also asked, what made you come up with the concept of PostSecret?
I answer a lot of questions like this at my live events. I definitely answered at the live event. It's a complicated answer because I think there's several reasons why PostSecret came into my life and turned it upside down. Some I know of and some I'll never be aware of. I think one reason was I had a boring job. Thank God for boring, tedious jobs. Another reason was I've always kind of been a prankster, and when I started PostSecret, it felt like a lark, just something that would entertain me, but I had no idea that so many other people would react to it too. But then finally and ultimately, even though at the time I started the project, I didn't realize this, I think a deeper reason was the fact that I was keeping secrets from myself in my own life. I buried stories from my past, and through PostSecret, through courageous strangers being vulnerable and open with me, I was able to uncover that part from my past that allowed me to be more whole, be more self-aware, maybe be more giving. So there were lots of reasons why I started it, and later on I realized one of the biggest reasons was because I needed it the most.
Jenna from New York asked, are you nervous providing your address so freely? Has anything scary ever happened?
That's a funny question because I wasn't that nervous about it. I didn't think it would be a big, long-lasting thing, but the project's been going on now for 13, 14 years, and the secrets never stop. Maybe they never will. People have come to the PostSecret mailbox to take a selfie with them in the box and their friends. And I remember when Halloween, trick-or-treaters came by with books to get them signed in addition to getting candy. So all the interactions have always been pretty positive. And I think that's because people just understand that PostSecret is this positive thing out there. And they treat it respectfully. So yeah, I think also being vulnerable like that was a key to the success of the project. I think that if I had just asked for people to mail me their secrets to a P.O. box or something, that wouldn't have been as personal, and there wouldn't be that same sense of connection and relationship. And so in some ways, I feel like me putting my home address out there made me vulnerable first. I took that first step in the relationship, and then other people could trust me with their stories. I feel like I have this reflection on my lens here. Can you guys see
a
that?
little square, yeah. There we go. Just moves around. All right. What other questions do we have here? Ooh, Carissa asks, do you store or organize the secrets so you can find one or a certain topic?
Yeah, I wish I stored them better with more organization, because I've had some real frustrations knowing there was one particular secret I could remember that I wanted to find for an art exhibit or for the book or for the website. And I dig and dig and dig. And usually I can find it, but sometimes, I mean, the pile is too big. So, yeah, I organize them. When they come in the mail, I go through them initially, and I set some aside for the website and some aside for books and for art exhibits. And then I also have some of them organized by topic. For example, I get a lot of secrets around holidays. So I have a whole drawer full of like holiday secrets, but they're broken down more than that. There's like Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and big drawers full of fathers' secrets, like for Father's Day, and secrets related to mothers for Mother's Day. And when I say a drawer, I have this old apothecary cabinet. It came over from China, actually. It's over 100 years old, and it used to be used for medications and ointments and herbs and remedies. But in the drawers now are these perfectly fitting postcards. Looks a bit like a very old, large card catalog from the library. So I use that for organization, but I could definitely do a better job.
All right, we have time probably for one or two more questions. So if you guys have anything super important you want to ask, put it in the chat right now. We have another question. What is the weirdest object you've ever received?
Oh, what a great question. Okay, I'll just go down the line. I do not know which one is the weirdest, but maybe you guys can help me decide. I've received secrets mailed, and this is not in an envelope. This is with the address and stamp right on the object. Seashell, sonogram, X-ray, death certificate, dollar bill, license plate frame, license plate, different items of clothing. I've had secrets mailed on shirts, flip-flops, underwear, a bra. Okay, maybe this is the weirdest. An uncooked Idaho potato. The secret was written on the potato with the address and a stamp, and it came, across the US. So how can you beat a potato?
Yeah, I feel like the potato would be the number one.
We have a winner.
Object there. Yeah, interesting. All right. So guys, we do have about 2 minutes left. Frank, do you want any closing remarks before I pop back in here?
Well, I'll share one story from when I was a student on college campus. After I turn off my phone. So things weren't always easy for me when I was a student. I was funding my own education. I had a job. I was struggling with my housing, mental illness issues. And so one of the things I found on campus that worked for me, in addition to some counseling resources, was to volunteer at a suicide prevention hotline. And at many college campuses, they have programs where students can volunteer for a crisis line. And when you do that, you get free training, free resources. I think we had 2 or 3 weeks of lessons and role playing, and they really prepared you well. And so for me, what was wonderful about that program is it opened up my eyes to a whole part of humanity and service that I wasn't aware of before. It also gave me tools and resources, specific information that I could use to help myself, to help my friends, to help family for the rest of my life. And then 2 or 3 times a week, I would volunteer on the hotline listening to people's secrets, sometimes at night for hours sometimes, which I think kind of opened up my mind to the idea of PostSecret and the possibility that there's this well of secrets out there, confessions waiting for a place to share. And the last thing that made that experience so special for me was being able to connect with other people on campus who were about service and providing help to others and being there for their classmates. So as I was going to training for those days and weeks, I was in class with other people who were just wonderful human beings, creative, big hearts, giving, funny, hopeful. And so the relationships you can make when you volunteer for a crisis intervention hotline can be just as special as everything else in the experience. So just a story I wanted to share in closing about something that was very memorable for me when I was a student on campus.
Amazing. And hopefully all the people that are here today, all the people that are watching the replay afterwards, Frank and I are here every step of the way to help you bring PostSecret onto your campus, to share a very similar experience to what Frank just mentioned. Let me pull myself back here. So thank you so much for attending, guys. We really, really appreciate it. Most of you that are in here are either interested in the PostSecret program. We've been through conversations about bringing it onto your campus. Some of you are in the PostSecret Ambassador program. If you have any questions whatsoever, most of you know where to find me, but I will put my email in the chat as soon as this is done. Thank you for 30 minutes of your time on a Thursday. I really appreciate it. And we will be doing more of these soon when more and more questions come in and when we get closer to the fall. PostSecret Live is going to be on tour starting in September, all throughout the fall. We're taking dates for the winter and spring semesters as well. So if you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out. And it was lovely to have you guys here. Thanks so much.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.